Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Hyper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it for Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not watching us on Facebook, if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that page as well. You can like that page. And not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning. And we'd appreciate that a whole lot of bunch as well. All right, if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, I don't even know why that's like that. I don't know. All right, listen. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Oh, sheesh. That's what I didn't do. Click the subscribe button. And then there's a little bell right next to it. Okay, there's a little bell next to it. Do me a favor. Click that. That, my friends, is a notification button. And that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. All right? That'll be greatly appreciated. All right, so just do us that solid. And, we're trying to get our YouTube peoples up. All right, so help us out. All right, if you got family, friends, let them know, hey, here's what we're doing here. You got to check out this guy. Check out this platform, Sports Zone Chicago. It's pretty darn good. All right, get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, that's what I'm talking about, baby. If you don't know, you better ask some. Listen, wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter, all right? Because we can go mobile. We're going mobile with you guys, so it doesn't matter where you get your apps from, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Woolworth, wherever you get them from. All right, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it. You take us with you on the go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence Council III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And listen, hold up. Wait a minute. Listen, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, now that's what I'm talking about, baby. I like that kind of party. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. What were you thinking? You didn't? Come on now. Come on. You can watch this on the big screen. You don't got to worry about mirroring it and connecting a cord to the TV from your phone. Come on. You don't got to do that. Just watch this. If you have a Roku television, just download the Sports Zone Chicago's tile. Okay? Download the tile. Do us a favor. Watch. Just like this. It's simple. You can put it right next to Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus, Showtime, Stars. All right, you can put it right next to all of them. Okay, smack dab in the middle. You can do it. It's okay. All right, and now you can watch this on the big screen. Now, that's the cool part. That is one of the cool parts about us. Okay, so even if you have, listen, if you got like 4 or 5 different Roku televisions in the house, or 2 or 3, or just one, do us a favor, download it to all of the Roku TVs that you have in the house. Do us that favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's tile to all the TVs in the house. You know why? It just helps us. We would greatly appreciate it. I know, probably going to put it in the kids' room where the kids aren't even, the babies aren't watching. They're just watching their cartoons and whatever the new cartoons are nowadays, because believe me, I have no idea. I have no idea what the new cartoons are, and what occupies babies' attention. But even if you're not going to watch it in that room, do us a favor. Just download it. All right, we'd appreciate it. Just do it. Do it. All right. Excellent. Now, where are we at? Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at SportsZoneShy, that's CHI, at SportsZoneShy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I mean, nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, The Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you're an IG and you do it just for the gram, well, just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYAKA. Man, we have a phenomenal show, but we need you to get interactive with us. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, do us a favor. Leave a question or comment on that particular platform, and it'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen, and we'll incorporate it into the show. And you know what? That's what makes this the best Chicago Sports Talk morning show around is you. So, man, bring it all. You know what The Rock said? Don't sing it, baby. Bring it. All right? We ain't nobody scared over here. Bring all your questions, comments, smart-ass remarks. All right, bring them all. And that's what we want. All right? It's like talking smack with your friends. All right? You can talk smack with me. All right? But if you pitch, you better be able to catch because I talk smack back. Oh, man, listen. Let's see who we got because the chat line is bumping already, baby. What the hell, Bobby? We are rolling. Cornelia Squalls, what up? That's what I'm talking about, baby. Lavette Lee, she's in the house. Good morning, Mama. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Mashawn Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. And my man, Armando Emeterio Lara Junior, he's in the house. Junior, what's up, brother? Love you, Papa. That's my man's in them. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, snap, my man, Slivka. What up, Steve-O? What's up, buddy? Monica, how are you, mommy? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Betty Mosh. Junior, I have smart remarks for days. Believe you me. After knowing you for, how old is Mondo? 1987? 25 years? Yeah. My man Leo's in the house. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Thanks for tuning in. Cornelius, the Cubs. Man, hey, Cub fans, how fired up are you? How fired up are you, Cub fans? I mean, that's playoff baseball, baby. That's playoff baseball. Playoff baseball on the north side yesterday. Wow. You got to be excited if you're a Cub fan. I hate it as a Sox fan because now Cub fans get to talk shit to me all the time, and I can't say anything back except shut up, stupid. Pretty much all I can say is, or fuck you. That's pretty much all I can say. When someone resorts to fuck you, that's their only, then you've won. When that's their only response, then you've won. So enjoy it, Cub fans. You're sitting pretty, baby. You're sitting pretty. Now you got the rubber match you got to handle today. So we'll see if you can get that done. Slivka. How do we chip in to build a catapult to launch Sox ownership? Dude, man. And Getz is supposed to be from all reports, Getz is going to be the new GM or president of baseball operations, something. I don't know. We definitely need to get that stuff taken care of because this is ridiculous. Oh man, Junior. So that if my man Armando, if Junior's watching, that means, and Monica's watching, that means one thing. Jeremiah is watching with him. Jeremiah, good morning, Papa. I can't say hi to Dito because Dito is at school. Dito is not watching anymore because he goes to school. You know what? There got to be a rule about that. He should be able to watch Sports Zone Chicago at school, so at least I could say hi to him. And he can show off like, haha, someone said hi to me, and no one likes you. But I got mad love for Armando Emeterio, a lot of the fourth, or Armandito, or Jojo, whatever you want to call him. And Jeremiah. Good morning, guys. I appreciate it. Man, we have when I tell you we got a phenomenal show, I am not bull jiving. All right? I am not. At 9:30. Well, here we go. I had to double check. Man, at 9:30, we got Ron Luce from the On Tap Sportsnet Network. He's going to call in. We're going to talk Cubs. Cubs with a huge game yesterday. 1-0 win over the Milwaukee Brewers. Playoff intensity. You could cut the intensity with a knife yesterday. All right. Not that you want knives or guns at ballparks, but that's another story. You could cut the intensity with a knife yesterday on the north side. Big win. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Then at 10 o'clock, Lester, Will Fong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron. He's going to join us. The Bears made final cuts. They trimmed their roster down to 53, and a lot of names, quite a few names big names were on that list. And we're going to see, are we okay with Tyson Bagent being the QB number 2? Are we okay with it? We're going to talk with Lester about that at 10 o'clock. So, man. So, as our old uncle, Hawk Harrelson used to say, sit back, relax, and strap it down because we have a phenomenal, I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal show, baby. I'm fired up. I am fired the freak up. Well, listen. Guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning to see. So it's where we're going to go. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Where do I want to go with my top of the morning? I had a couple. You know what? I'll do you a solid. All right, Cub fans, I'll do you a solid. Let's do it. The Cubs, man. The Cubs with a big win yesterday over the division-leading Milwaukee Brewers. Let me tell you something. That was one hell of a game. Woo-hoo, Charlie. One hell of a game. Justin Steele. He was on the bump for the good guys. He got, actually, did I say good guys? Oh, my God. He was on the bump for the Northsiders. He got the win. He's 15-3. He went 6 innings, 6 hits. Okay. 1 walk, 8 punch outs. This guy was on fire. On fire, yes. He was dealing, baby. And, you know, it was something that Cub fans just can get so excited about. You know what I mean? You're playing playoff intensity baseball. Okay. You shut him out. Okay. He goes 6, but then the hats have to go off to the bullpen. All right. Hats have to go off to the bullpen because peep this. Patty. No. I did, and it was a Freudian slip. A Freudian slip. No way. Obviously, Junior, your pain meds are, never take them on an empty stomach, because obviously you're delusional now. You're delusional. That's okay. That's okay. But Justin Steele, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk to Ron Luce at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk more about this. But the bullpen, in my opinion, is the MVP. All right, Justin Steele, you're expected to do this, all right? You're an all-star, okay? This is a big game. You had lost game 1 of the series, okay, which puts you 5 games back, and you could not go down 2. You couldn't lose this. You can't lose this series, or couldn't lose yesterday's game, which means you would have lost the series. You come out 6 innings of shutout baseball, phenomenal. But then what's even as phenomenal or more phenomenal is the bullpen. Leader came in for the 7th, scoreless, 1K. Merriweather came in for the 8th, scoreless, 1K. And Albert Alzolay, he shut them down. Can I just tell you something? Let me tell you something. Do you realize that was an 11-pitch 9th inning? So Albert Alzolay is not coming in going deep in accounts. He's not coming in walking people. He's coming in attacking. That's what you want in a closer, someone who attacks. You attack it doesn't matter if it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hitter that you got to face. It doesn't matter if it's the heart of the order or the bottom of the order. It doesn't matter. He came in and he attacked. 11 pitches in that inning, in the 9th inning. 11. That's 3 plus. 4, 4, 3. Simple. If you want to do the math, whatever. Averaged out to 3.66 pitches per batter. Are you serious? That's a dude who comes in, knows the task at hand, and goes after it 100%. Hats off to him. Hats off to him. Levette, I think you meant so. So what's so bad about the Cubs? What's so bad about the Cubs is their fan base. Their fans. Yes, the jamokes that they have as fans. Because I actually like the team. I like the players. I like Rossi. And by the way, I haven't really heard a lot of the Fire Rossi people much lately, but I don't know. Maybe they're taking a hiatus. Maybe they got COVID. Who knows? But I like the team. I love me some Bellinger. I love me some Bellinger. I like that kid, Chris Morel, that youngster who's just full of energy, full of youthful excitement and energy. You like Dansby Swanson. I like the professor. He's kind of a nerdy guy, Dartmouth guy. All right. Looks like he should be selling you insurance. All right. Or improving your portfolio, one or the other. It's the fans. Quick turnaround today. The Cubs in the rubber match. The Cubs host the Brewers today, 1:20 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it on the Marquee Network on the TV side and 6:70 a.m. on the radio side. Kyle Hendricks goes for the Northsiders. He's 5-7 with a 3.80 ERA. He's going up against Brandon Woodruff, who's 3-1 with a 2.65 ERA. Moving on, the next top of the morning topic. The White Sox, in White Soxy fashion, they fall to the Baltimore Orioles 9-3, 1-2 tree. 9-3 yesterday. Schultz pitched a phenomenal game. He got a no decision. He went 5 1/3, 6 hits, one run, 1 strikeout. Lenin Sosa showed his power, baby. He's a rookie. He's going to keep making mistakes, but that's okay. Lenin Sosa was 3 for 3 with a homer, his 5th of the year, driving in his 12th RBI of the year. Andrew Vaughn was 2 for 4, driving in his 66th RBI of the year. And Lou Bob, our man Lou Bob, he was 2 for 4 as well. And I now got tons of people calling me like, come on now. You know what I'm doing. Don't be act like you don't know. The next top of the morning topic, man, peep this. The White Sox have placed Mike Clevenger on waivers. Now, it seems like it's a crazy moment or anything, but it's not. Here's what they do. Here's what a lot of people do. Okay, you put people on waivers because they give them a chance to play on a postseason roster. If someone picks them up, awesome. All right, awesome. So you're off the hook for their salary. They whoever picks them up pays the last of that 1/16th, I think it says, of the salary. So and he pitched well for us. He pitched very well for us. But you know what? It's out of respect. Well, I'm not so much out of respect. Let me take that back. It's trying to get some of your bigger salaries off because look, if you are a team and you're in this pennant race, all right? You're either trying to get to the playoffs or you're in and you want to make sure that you have a deep run into the playoffs. Why not go pick up a Clevenger if it's out the season? Okay, put him at your 4th or 5th starter. You got him as your 5th starter. That's a nice little rotation you have. That's a nice rotation. So it happens. I get it. Some other notables. Okay, former White Sox pitchers Ray Lopez and Lucas Giolito. They also were placed on waivers by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Or is it the Los Angeles Angels? I don't even know what the hell they're called now. Who knows? Who knows what the hell they're called? They've been called so many things, it's not even funny. But they've been put on waivers as well. And here's a crazy thought. Would you, you're a Sox fan, I don't have to be a Sox fan, but would you pick up Lucas and Ray again? Or Ray, at least Ray. That's the $1 million question. I like Ray. I like Ray. Of course, he's a pitcher. He's going to have good games, going to have bad games. Some days he's going to get hit. Some days he's going to be more often than not, he's going to be extremely effective. Do you bring back Lucas Giolito? I mean, you're not playing for anything. You can come back and say, hey, guys, I was on a 2-week vacation in Southern Cal, but I'm back. I'm back, baby. I don't know. What do you do? That's a tough question. That's a real tough question because, some people, he got his pitching coach here, Ethan Katz. Why not finish out the season with him? And truth be told, if I had to pick only one, I'm bringing Ray back. I like Ray Lopez. I do. So, next top of the morning topic, the Sky. Excuse me while I kiss the Sky. Sky beat the LA Sparks yesterday, 76-75. Woo! Close one. Clea Copper led the way for the Sky. He had 22.7 boards. Marina Mabry, 14.6 dimes. I just forgot her name. Bursch. Goodness gracious. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I'll say her name. I'll remember her name. So, but Bursch. What is her first name? I know it. Morgan Bursch. She had 12 points. Courtney Williams, 7 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Flirted with a triple-double. Big win for the Sky, who are now 15-21. And the last top of the morning topic, the Bears, baby. That's what I'm talking about. The Bears. The Bears with some roster-cutting moves. Oh, gratuitous photo of Justin Fields. Trust me, he's not cut. by any stretch. They trimmed down to 53 yesterday. They trimmed the roster down to 53. And man, it was there's some notable cuts in there. Some names that you've heard before. So it's one of the things that I'm going to say this. Ryan Poles, let me take this down. Ryan Poles has done this. These are all the guys who were cut. Okay. Not all of them. Sorry. This is most of them. I think there's a first round of cuts. Yeah. Cause I don't see what's the name in there. Ryan Poles has, when he cut PJ Walker, let me tell you something. He set the tone. Oh my God. Can I just tell you I love this tea? I make the best tea. It's amazing. But when he cut PJ Walker, what he said was, you will earn a spot on this team by your performance, not by your paycheck. You will earn a spot on this team by the way you perform on the field. Oh my God, Becky, shut the front door. My man Berlissimo is in the house from across the pond. Berlissimo, what's up, Baba? It has been too long. Man, thanks for tuning in. Yes, we got baseball talk. We're talking Cubs in another minute. I know you're not a baseball guy, but that's all right. That's all right, man. Good to see you, dude. Man, good to see you. But I digress. What Ryan Poles did, and we're going to talk about this at the top of the hour with Lester Wilfong. He said, you will play if you deserve it. I could give a rat's ass about how much money we guaranteed this other guy. If you're a free agent, if you're an undrafted free agent, if you are a 5th or 6th round pick or 7th round pick, you know you have a shot. You have a legitimate shot to make this team because he will make his decisions based on performance. Performance over a paycheck. Performance over paycheck. That is what he did. And he made it clear when he waived PJ Walker. And if you're a football player, you're a competitor, you couldn't ask for anything else. It make it an even playing field. Hope you're a little evil on that field, but nonetheless, an even playing field for everybody. I'm loving this guy more and more, and Mickey Ficky more by the day. God bless this dude. Listen, we got to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're gonna go back and talk more Cubs. Oh, much to my, well, like the Beastie Boys, Jock and Mike D to my dismay. Got more Cubs to talk on the other side of the breaks with our guy Ron Luce. He's from the On Tap Sportsnet, and he is fired up. Man, he was so pumped up yesterday, as I imagine all Cub fans were yesterday. And you know what? You have a Mickey Ficky right to be. You have every right to be. That's all I can say. Ron Luce from the On Tap Sportsnet coming up next, talking Cubs. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Bellinger on the ground to the right side. That'll get a run home. Kerrang to first, and Bellinger knocks in the first run of the night. 1-0 Cubs.
Dansby here.
And a ground ball. Candelario, the second for one. Return to first. 2.
It's off for the Brewers. The 1-1 is hit in the air, deep left field. Happ going back near the corner, on the track, at the wall, leaps and makes the catch.
The Gold Glover up against the ivy and makes. Will set a new career high. Swing and a miss.
Strikeout number 8 for Justin Steele. He gets a standing ovation.
Looking to put an end to the Brewers' 9-game win streak. Line drive, left field, Happ. Ball game. Cubs win.
Cubs win 1-0.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those Cubs courtesy of the Marquee Network. Cubs with a big 1-0 win over the division leading Milwaukee Brewers. And let me tell you, that was the intense. I could feel the intensity just watching the highlights. All right, Cubs fans were in their element. The beer was flowing. Okay, the nerves were wrecked, to say the least. And my first guess is he can attest to the nerves being wrecked. We were texting last night, and he was like, "I'm dying over here. I'm dying." Hey, you know what? But I'll tell you what, it's a feeling that you'd love to have at this time of the year because you're playing meaningful baseball. Okay, it's okay if you have the division pretty much won and great. Okay, fine, that's cool. When you're playing games that get in, I feel it only helps if you do get in, because the pressure for the season will be nothing new. Let's bring him on, man. You can find he's from the On Tap Sports Net. You can find him on Twitter at Loose, L-U-C-E, Loose On Tap. Guys, let's welcome back to Shawn and Maya, our guy Ron Loose. Ron, what's up, Papa? How are you? Good morning.
I'm good, Shawn. How are you? Good morning.
You're wearing that W hat.
Always.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me.
Always.
Oh, I got a couple of friends in the chat, and they're Cub fans. I like them anyway, but they give me a whole bunch of shit. I inadvertently today, called them the good guys. I'm like, yeah, I think Justin Steele was on the bump for the good guy. I mean, the Northsiders. Oh my God!
You are right, Shawn. They are the good guys. You can Get used to saying it. It feels good. It feels right.
It felt like shreds of glass going down my throat. Like, oh no! And they're giving me shit about it in the comments. It's funny, but big win yesterday, man. Okay, and you needed it. Man, you got behind the 8 ball in game 1. First couple of pitches, boom, gone. You're down 1-0. First batter. Fans hadn't even settled in game 1. I mean, and you're down 1-0. It came back yesterday, and talk to me about this pitching performance. I said yes. I said Justin Steele had a phenomenal job, but I gave as much, if not more, credit to the relievers, the bullpen. I said Albert Alzolay had an 11, count them, 11 pitch night. You ain't fucking around if you go in and you get 3 guys out in the 9th inning on 11 pitches. You're locked and loaded.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, if we're being honest, especially the 3 relievers they used yesterday, those are the high leverage arms for this Cubs team, and they have been for a while now. Obviously, Fulmer was a part of that before hitting the IL as well. But Mark Leiter Jr., Julian Merriweather, and Albert Alzolay have been spectacular since the All-Star break. And I mean, Adbert's got the most saves in baseball since July 1st. He's got 22 saves just since July 1st. Like, it goes to show how good those guys have been all season, and a huge testament to the pitch lab, to Tommy Hotovy, that entire pitching staff, really, from, coaches to the players, of just kind of really working through a lot of bumps and bruises early in the season to get to where they are now. But man, oh man, that Justin Steele start yesterday, that's the start of an ace. That's the start of an ace right there. And, it really, I think a lot of Cubs fans get flashbacks with Justin Steele. Justin Steele's Justin Steele, right? He's his own pitcher. He's got his own ticks. He's got his own things. But you have this weird, like, waspy, almost like dream that you can't quite remember the next morning when you wake up, of a John Lester start, right? Just that bulldog, lefty coming through and giving you what you need for as long as you need them. I mean, 111 career pitches yesterday. That's a career high for Justin Steele. He battled 30 pitches in the first inning, still gave the team 6. I mean, top to bottom, pitching performance as a team was absolutely spectacular. And like you said, it was a huge game. And they're about to turn around and do it again here in about 3.5 hours, 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's coming to the bottom, both starting and bullpen yesterday.
Talk to me a little bit about, and I mentioned this the other day, and it doesn't show up in the stats. I mean, it did because it drove in an RBI, but people forget how important baseball is. All right, the fundamentals. All right, everybody's worried about launch angles and exit velocity and all this other bullshit. All right, and you got all the metric, the geeks who like, oh, you need to do this and this and this. Not ball guys. And baseball is a simple game. Get them on, get them over, get them in. All right, that ground ball to the right side of the field by Cody Bellinger. Okay, nothing spectacular, but what he did his job as a professional. Got the run in, and that was the game winner. Talk to me on how someone like that was to sacrifice, because he wasn't trying to hit a homer, he wasn't trying to hit a double, maybe just get in the air out of the infield, but he wanted to get it on the ground to the right side. He did, got the run across, and that was the difference in victory. Talk to me how someone like Bellinger and how important he is to this team moving forward, going into this play as you guys run into this playoff stretch.
I mean, Cody Bellinger has been just the absolute best thing, I think, to happen to the Cubs lineup this year. A lot of people coming in new, like, hey, he could be good. Maybe if he's an 850 plus OPS player, like they'll have a good year. I mean, this guy's a 901 OPS player, and that's because he's been cold lately. He's been as high as like almost 940 at one point was his OPS. Wow. I mean, he has been kind of the engine that keeps this thing moving. And I say that more from he's the RBI guy. That's really what he's become, especially in this second half run now for the Cubs. He has just been I'm going to come up and I'm going to, like you said, I'm going to do my job. Whatever it takes, whatever the situation is, whether it's he needs to come up and get something started and get a big double in the gap, whether the team needs the power and he's dropping to a knee and putting one in the right field seats. Or in that case, right, where I think the most impressive thing about Cody Bellinger this season has been his 2-strike approach, because I think statistically in baseball, he is one of the best 2-strike hitters in all of baseball this year. And you see it, right? Because especially in situations like that, where you're just trying to do something to help your team. And in this case yesterday, right, it was just getting that ground ball to the right side, knowing that they're not going to be able to make a play at the plate and get that run across. And at the time, you're like, great, it's good momentum. It's a first inning run. The Cubs do better when they score early. Just statistically, they've been that way. But nobody realized it was going to be the game-winning run, right?
Yeah.
And it really goes to show how important he's been. He has been insanely important to this Cubs team. And I'll tell you what, Shawn, I know a lot of people are still chiming for the Shohei Ohtani move, even after the UCL and all the just honestly just terrible for baseball stuff that happened with Shohei. In my humble opinion, Cody Bellinger is the more important free agent that the Cubs need to worry about. Need to pay him whatever it takes, keep him in Cubby blue. He looks good in the pinstripes, and he needs to remain in the pinstripes. And that's a reason he needs to remain in the pinstripes. The Cubs have not had a middle-of-the-order bat like this probably since like peak Anthony Rizzo and peak Chris Bryant. And it's been a while. I think a lot of people forget how long it's been. Yesterday, there was the stat that, Steele got his 15th win in 25 or less starts. First time since Jake Arrieta did it in the World Series year.
Wow.
That's like 8 seasons ago. Like, we forget how long ago that is already. So, I mean, it really is just Bellinger's been so important. They need to keep him around. He's a difference maker in that lineup. And because he's in the lineup, he makes everybody around him better.
I was a big Bellinger fan, and he was with the Dodgers. I loved him, Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove, World Series champ. Then he hit the injury, hidden injury trail for about 2 seasons, and people were. It's amazing how fast fans will turn on you.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing, and how they just kind of gave up on him. But then again, the Dodgers always have a phenomenal farm system, so that's all right. We'll let him go. It's no big deal. We got other people in the pipeline.
Yeah.
But when I was watching him in spring training. I said on the show, I was like, man, I'm not a swing analyst or anything. I was like, but I'll tell you what, his swing looks really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. This was before spring training started, where they had him just in the cages down there. The team got there. I'm like, don't be surprised if this guy has a good year. I had no idea he was going to have this type of year. And I think it's imperative that the Cubs, and I agree with you, I think it's imperative that they do everything to sign him. All right, Stroman can, he's got the option, the dual option, so you're fine. But I think it's imperative that you sign this guy. It's going to be a pretty penny because his agent is Boris, and Boris is like, yeah, we are definitely going to listen to all offers, and Cubs need to sign him. And you know what? And he earned it. He earned every single freaking dime he's going to get. And if he continues to hit like this, if the Cubs sign him and he continues to hit like this after they sign him, dude, it'll make that. I guess it all evens out like Jerry Seinfeld, even Steven. You had the Jason Hayward contract. He didn't kind of live up to that. But then you get the Cody Bellinger contract a couple years later. Man, he's doing that. Talk to me about this team is in regard to the good mix. Because I'm liking this good mix of players. I still like Morel. All right. But you still got some young guys, but the veterans, I think that's a great mix going into the postseason because of the veterans. You got the youthful exuberance, but then you got the veteran, the World Series champions on this team.
Yeah, and one really quick note too about Bellinger before talking kind of the mix. Belly's got I think it's 76 RBI. He missed a month.
Yes.
Just imagine if he didn't miss a month. That just goes to show how good he's been. But, when talking just kind of line up top to bottom in this mix of players, it really does. This is probably the most diverse mix of Cubs players that I can remember in my lifetime. Even more so than the World Series teams, even more so than those 07-08 division winning teams. This team has a little bit of everything, which even at the 16 team and that core, it was a lot of boom or bust. It was a lot of the long ball or strikeout. There wasn't a lot of take your walks. Some guys battled, right? They had that probably most in 16 because of the Ben Zobrists, because of the Monteros, a fresh-faced Wilson Contreras, a fresh-faced Javier Baez, and Addison Russell, who at the time was still a good player, and then just everything exploded and things went off the rails. But this team is it feels well-balanced almost, Shawn, because you've got Nico Horner, who's statistically, you look at him on paper and you go, this guy's not worth a ton of money. And it's like, well, Yeah, his underlying numbers, his OPS might not be beautiful, but he comes through in the clutch. Like, that's the one thing that Nico Horner does. He gets on base, and mostly via the hit. He doesn't walk a lot, but he can steal bags. He's top 10 in the league in stolen bases this year, which is something that I can't remember the last time the Cubs had a guy that was that high up. And so Juan Pierre, probably. It's been a hot minute. And then, you've got the mix then with a guy like Mike Tauchman, who's thrived in that leadoff spot for most of the season. You've got an Ian Happ, who's a little bit of, he's the more takes more walks, and he will slug. And it finally clicked. I said this on our last night's Cubs on Tap. It finally clicked with me that, like, Ian Happ's fine. I know a lot of Cubs fans are freaking out about Ian Happ, but statistically, he's the same player as last year. His average is just a little down. His OBP is a little higher, and he's slugging just a little bit more. Otherwise, he's the same player. He's hitting a little more for power, which is what the Cubs need him to do in that 3-hole. But then you got Belly, who's this complete hitter and is having statistically one of the best seasons of his career. You've got Dansby Swanson, who, again, he's not going to give you the 880 OPS, and he's not going to walk a lot, but just the guy delivers when you need him to. He's the kind of guy that can carry a team for a week or 2 weeks because he's hot. And of course, he plays the Gold Glove defense, which is spectacular. And then even the lower level guys in the lineup. Seiya Suzuki is coming around. Beautiful balance there of he's kind of finding his level, right? Like water finds its level with the power, but still being able to be a little more agile. And he's bulked down a little bit since coming into the season. This team really is just kind of perfectly melded. Even one of your old boys, Nick Madrigal.
Nicky two strikes.
He's hitting like 280 over the course of the season. He's been on a run lately where he's been hitting almost 300. And there's, again, just getting on base and doing the little things. And he's playing a decent third base. I know a lot of White Sox fans mocked him for getting moved to third, but he's looked kind of good over at third base. So it really is just this weird, unique buildup and mix of players. And I mean, Yan Gomes has had one of his best offensive seasons in his career. And at age 35, 36, it doesn't matter. They are just this beautiful complement of players, Shawn. And it really allows this team to never be out of games. I mean, they've come back even when they've fallen a little short because they just got down so big so early. They still battle back and they continue to fight. And this team's come back from behind numerous times to take games away from teams. So, and a lot of that I think is because of that player mix that you mentioned. So it's this beautiful balanced player mix that admittedly as a Cubs fan, I don't remember seeing really in any of the teams, maybe a little bit of the 16 team, but even then I think this team is more diverse than that 16 was in terms of their entire player mix and what each player presents to the lineup.
Guys, we're joined by Ron Luce from the On Tap Sportsnet, talking Cubs baseball right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. So what do you think? What do you think the Cubs should go after on waivers? I mean, the people were just let go yesterday. Is there anything or any player you think they should try and get? Give me your thoughts on that to help them get to the playoffs and then get deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shameless plug to friend of ours over at On Tap Sports, one of our two Cubs podcasts, the Dinger Boys. They do a great job as well. Jake Bunowski wrote an article about this exact subject yesterday. Obviously, this is kind of the new norm, right? Because of that second trade deadline, the waiver trade deadline going away. So now it's just a pure waiver chaos. And I think it's going to actually be really good for baseball. And it's going to be a lot of fun for these teams that are deep in a playoff run. But if I'm the Cubs, there's a lot of these guys that I would want. My only concern is they're not going to get to the Cubs because it's reverse win percentage.
Yep.
There might be a couple teams that see these guys and go, yeah, I know they're impending free agents, but we've got a lot of injuries and we just need to get to the end of the season. Or, hey, we really like what this guy presents. We want to get him in the building now, work with him a little bit, and then say, hey, we want to re-sign you in December.
Or you might have guys who just want to block the Cubs and say, hey, we'll put them on our roster. We'll put them on our roster. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what? Bump the Cubs, for whatever reason. That's another valid option as well.
That'd be some scummy St. Louis crap that they would pull, knowing the Cardinals garbage. Hey, for once, they're finally lower than the Cubs in the standings for the first time in a while. It's kind of nice and it's refreshing. But, I think if we're just talking objectively just of the guys that are available, I think Reynaldo Lopez truthfully, would be a nice
I
addition
like-
because of the
Mhm.
length he can give you in the bullpen a little bit. The
Yeah.
Cubs love those guys that can give you 2 innings, even if he is just like hey, we're down a couple runs and we just need you to like keep it steady and we're going to try and
eat a
battle
couple
back.
innings for us. Yeah.
Like I think he's a good one. I really, truly, I think the number one guy though is Matt Moore. The Cubs were reportedly in on Moore during the offseason before he ended up signing with the Angels. Again, the Cubs don't have a lefty in the bullpen. They're really struggling there. I mean, Drew Smiley's your lefty in the bullpen now, which take that for what it is. They need one good lefty, right? And all their other lefties are hurt. Brandon Hughes is hurt. He's battling back. Brad Wick has been dealing with like heart issues and shit the last 2 years. So he's still battling back. So some of their like lefties they've had over the last few like seasons that they were kind of building for the future are unavailable. I think Matt Moore would be perfect. He's actually got reverse splits, so he's better against righties as a lefty, which is chef's kiss. I think he's the perfect fit for the Cubs. That's the number one guy if I'm Jed and I'm Carter in the front office. Give me Matt Moore. Again, really like Reynaldo Lopez. I wouldn't be totally against the idea of Giolito, truthfully.
I thought that too. I thought the Sox guys.
Especially because we the collective, we at Cubs on Tap especially, we've discussed, and Tyler, shout out to my co-host Tyler Edmonds, he said it. He was like, I kind of wish the Cubs got just one more starting arm at the deadline because you never know with injuries. And then sure as shit, Stroman's hurt worse than we expected.
Yeah.
Drew Smiley has fallen off the face of the earth. Tyone's been really good lately, but had a bad start on Monday night. You know, really right now you look at the starting rotation and it's Justin Steele, who's your ace. It's Kyle Hendricks, who is just cool, calm, collective, steady Kyle Hendricks, which is exactly what this team needs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're relying on some young guys. Jordan Wicks had a great debut over the weekend, and Javier Assad has been dynamite since stepping into the starting rotation.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, if they can get that one other guy that, even if it is just like hey, for a 2-week stretch, we're going to go 6 starters to give some guys some rest.
Yeah.
This is a guy that can come out of the pen potentially in the postseason if they get there. He can give you that spot start if a guy gets hurt. I think Lucas Giolito makes a lot of sense for at least the Cubs to examine, because from a money standpoint, the Cubs don't give a rat's ass. They got plenty of money. They can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of, will the waiver order benefit them? Another guy, which I don't like him because he's kind of a scumbag, but Mike Clevinger is also out there too. And with Clevinger, Carter Hawkins is familiar with Clevinger because of their time in Cleveland together. So there's a connection there that I could see potentially at least being the tires kind of are kicked on. And he's been pretty good for the White Sox.
Yeah, he has.
Team. He's been consistent, which if you're the Cubs need is just like a consistent starter at this point. They're one consistent starter away from truly, like, as a fan, feeling like they're going to make the playoffs.
But let's not forget too, though, if you put him in a situation when you're in a playoff run, it ups the ante. Like, as a competitor, those are the types of starts. If you're a pitcher, those are the types of starts you want. Those are the type of starts down the stretch. Like, you know what? This is important. Good players, competitors get up for those games. So you got, and we've seen that when Lucas is nasty, he's disgusting. When Clevinger's on, he's disgusting. So you put one of those guys in that rotation, vying for a playoff spot, knowing that the last 3 games of the year are against the team that you're chasing, man, it could it could be just a perfect set of circumstances where you get the best out of a Giolito or a Clevinger or whoever it is that you sign, because now it's meaningful baseball. It's a whole different animal when you're trying to get into playoffs, fighting for a playoff spot, as opposed to, when's the season over? Because I'm going golfing.
100%. And I think both of those players could get up for the moment. Just based on who he is, I feel like Giolito might get up a little more than Clevinger would. And again, I think in the Clevinger situation, the one good thing that the Cubs have is Carter Hawkins, because he's familiar with Clevinger. They can make an honest and educated thought about adding him or not adding him, and say, not just, oh, well, he's been good, but he comes in and he might be bad, because the Cubs are very big about clubhouse culture. That's why I think a guy like Lucas Giolito makes a lot of sense, because he's never been associated with being this bad, toxic culture guy. You know, he just kind of puts his head down and he goes to work.
Never cut up jerseys before a game.
Yeah. He's never cut up those. I mean, in fairness, they were hideous, but I digress. I think I really wouldn't mind seeing a guy like Giolito, and especially too because the Cubs are becoming notorious for telling these guys that feel like they're one little tweak away from being on their best. I mean, Giolito might come here and work for a month with the team and go, ooh, I like what they've been changing in my game. I like that little change they've maybe had with my breaking stuff or whatever it is. Maybe he's willing to take a 1-year deal next year with the Cubs, which they're in the bargain bin. They love getting those 1-year starting pitchers to just, especially while you got some of these young guys building in the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the perfect guy you can insert next year that shouldn't cost you a fortune.
Yep.
And if you fix him, awesome. He helps you on a 1-year deal, and then maybe he goes elsewhere. But the Cubs are in love with being able to fix pitching. Like that's kind of become their forte over the last 4 or 5 years now. So I would love, truthfully, any 4 of those pitchers. From a bullpen perspective, definitely Matt Moore, probably over Raylo, but either one is good. And then probably Giolito over Clevenger. But again, I think all 4 of those guys can help this team win.
Man, hey, I don't usually say this, but I just say it to you because you're my guy. I hope no one else is listening. All you Cub fans that are listening, cover your ears. But good luck the rest of the season for you.
Hey, I appreciate that. Hey, we're trying, man. It's, you know what, but I'll tell you what real quick, Shawn. It is so fun because us at Cubs on Tap, we started in the 2019 season. So really all we've kind of known so far is heartbreak as like a podcast from a Cubs perspective. Because you had the fall off in 19 where they completely fell out of the playoff picture in September because of injuries and different things like that. You had 2020, which was this weird, just, wow, they're the best team in baseball for 2 weeks. And then like the last 40 games, they were like a 500 team and they kind of limped into the playoffs and then they got beat by the Marlins. But then 21, I call it the great sell-off because that's effectively what it was. I've never written so many trade articles in one day in my entire life. And then 22 was this like, we don't know what we totally are yet. We're building toward the future. This is the first year that we as Cubs on Tap have been able to just get up for these games. And like you said at the top of before you brought me in, it's fun playing meaningful baseball. It's refreshing. It's something that the North Side hasn't seen in a while. And it feels fantastic to see it once again. So I'm right there with you, Shawn. I appreciate the good luck because they're going to need it. They got a tough schedule coming up. They got the Reds, they got the Giants, they got the Diamondbacks who are all right around them in that wild card picture. So it's going to be a sprint here in September, but they got a lot of off days. Hopefully they use them right. They take advantage of playing bad teams like Colorado and Pittsburgh. And then you've got potentially the NL Central on the line, the last series of the season when the Cubs go up to Milwaukee for 3 with the Brewers. So
they didn't take advantage of that stretch with the White Sox, that 12-game stretch where they're against the AL Central, and they just had just dog crap teams. They lost too many games, 1 to us, 1 to Detroit, or was it 2 to Detroit? Yeah, they didn't take advantage. Okay, they didn't take advantage of that. So
you know what's crazy about that stretch too is that that White Sox, Royals,
Tigers,
Pirates stretch. They split with the White Sox, but then they won every other series. They beat the Royals 2 out of 3. They beat the Tigers 2 out of 3. They beat Pittsburgh 3 out of 4. Just the Brewers have been playing out of their freaking minds. So the Cubs haven't been able to catch them because they swept Texas, which was the most off the wall thing I've ever seen. They swept the Twins in a 2-game set. I mean, the Brewers were like on an 8-game win streak at one point.
8 won the first of this series, made it 9.
Recent memory. I think they went 8-3 at the same time the Cubs went 8-4. So it's like the Cubs played good, but just not good enough because they literally couldn't make up a single game on these Brewers because they've just been playing well. And it's why this series, and honestly, today's game, I almost hate that it's a 120 game because it's massive. It's absolutely massive.
Hey, Ron, we got to let you go, but do me a favor. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, I'm at Loose on Tap on the old X, Twitter.
Twitter, man, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever we want to call it. That thing. Or as what did Han call it? The cesspool? That thing. You can find me there at Loose on Tap. Make sure you follow us out at On Tap Sportsnet. At Cubbies on Tap is where you'll hear me the most, and I yell into a microphone the most. We'll be live actually today. If you guys want to come along, we love friends of Shawn's, and and we want to bring viewers here to you, Shawn, as well. So Cubs on Tap will be live at about 5 o'clock today, recapping this 120 game coming up here for the Cubbies. So appreciate you, as always, Shawn, having me on. And I'm imagining the next time I'll be back, we're probably talking about Connor Bedard and hopefully the Chicago Bears.
Talk about both of those, yes, sir.
Around the corner here. I got a month or so to still ride through with Cubs, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't excited for fall sports too.
I feel you. I feel you. Great stuff, Ron. I appreciate it. We'll be in touch soon, Papa. Thank you.
Sounds good, Shawn. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
All righty. Guys, that's Ron Luce from the On Tap Sportsnet talking Cubs baseball with me. We got to take a quick break because on the other side of the break, we got some footballs to talk. Yes, footballs. I love it. With my man, Lester Wilfong Jr. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes, here comes Chubb, there goes the ball, touchdown, Mooney! Jones will walk at the left tackle, time for Fields, now he'll accelerate to get the first down, great tackles, and he's off to the races, and we got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Bob,
Dad, I'm not going
I
out
don't want
there.
to play right now.
Third and long, Allen against Stevenson. He held on to it. He's had a couple of shots in the preseason. Is the back next to him. From the 16-yard line, pressure coming and a lot of space for Fields. Nice cut. He got tripped up. But he's big to Foreman. Good blitz pickup. Fields has time to deliver to DJ Moore, and he breaks away. This is what he does. Big gainer, DJ Moore inside the 35. Up Bears in the finale against Minnesota last year. Allen nearly ran into a sack. He gets rescued on the throw outside to Andy Isabella, and he gets hit by Stroman.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of Fox. Those are the Bears, baby. I'm fired up. Big day yesterday. It's still not over. There's people that the Bears are going to go after. So I'm not even going to waste any more time bringing in my guy, good friend of the program. He's the EIC. He's the man over there at Windy City Gridiron. You can find him on Twitter at Wiltfong Jr. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya, Lester Wiltfong Jr. Lester, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
What's up, my friend? How you doing?
I am wonderful. Wonderful, baby. I marked myself safe from being shot at the Sox game, which I was actually at that game.
Oh, man, ridiculous. Yeah, Sox. What are you gonna do about them?
What are you gonna do? But you know what? We got Bears to talk. You know, I know what I actually next week is their Kevlar bulletproof vest giveaway. So I'll be there for that game as well. So I'm excited.
That works. Nice.
But man, I'm excited. You know, a couple of big names after the roster cut. The roster was trimmed down to 53. Travis Gibson, after he asked for a trade, he was allowed to look for a trade. I think they just said, hey, you know what, go find work. You know what, I think maybe, I don't know. Give me your thoughts on some of the notable cuts. Let's talk Travis Gibson first.
Well, I'm not sure if you heard it. Just broke today that it was reported that they're also cutting Terrell Lewis, defensive end, today. So that tells you that they must have, like the guy on waivers, because the claim period, of course, ends at 11 o'clock Chicago time today. So they must have got an edge that they feel comfortable with as a I like Terrell Lewis. I like Travis Gibson. I like them both. But, the way this team's constructed, those guys are defensive end 4, defensive end 5 would have been. I mean, that's not necessarily what I would have done, but this is how the Bears see it. So we'll see. It could be something where they bring him back after week 1. They don't want to guarantee his deal. I'm not sure what the deal is here, but I thought Lewis looked good off the edge.
Oh, yeah.
Good bend, good explosives. I talked about on my show last night how much he has done to put himself in a spot to really earn a job. And then now his job is no longer.
Yeah, I liked him. He was my sneaky good signing last year when they got him in the offseason, I should say. I'm like, just watch this guy. And yeah, he was. What do you have? 3 sacks this preseason? I mean, this guy was
fumbles.
Yeah, the strip sack. I was like, oh man, I thought he was a shoo-in, and unfortunately, he's not. But you know what? Here's the thing. And I said this earlier. How refreshing is it? And tell me your perspective and how much you like it, or maybe not so much. That Ryan Poles has set a culture that you will play based on your performance. It's performance over a paycheck, and I don't care as soon as he cut PJ Walker. After having him guaranteed for $2 million, that set the tone for this team. That set the tone throughout the league. Hey, this is what they're doing over here in Chicago. How much do you like that tone that he set?
Yeah, I mean that definitely sent a message when they let go of PJ Walker because they ate some cap space there. They let go of Alex Leatherwood also. It's another guy that has a nice little dead cap hit there for the Bears. But hey, this is, I mean, it goes both ways because then you look at Travis Gibson who performed pretty good, but it seemed like the Bears had their mind set on him early in camp because he was running with the 4s, early on, and he never really was able to kind of earn any earlier roster reps, even though he did well in preseason. We saw them do it with Tyson Bagent. He had a nice practice, a nice preseason game, so they wanted to reward him, move him up the depth chart, see him against the 2s in camp and against in preseason. They did the same thing with cornerback Terrell Smith. He looked so good in camp. They said, hey, let's give him a shot with the 1s. Kind of see what he had. It didn't happen with Gibson for whatever reason. I think maybe they had their mind made up on him. They thought he was maybe a better fit in a different scheme. Of course, the stuff comes out about the trade request. He denied it, but it's possible his camp may have went to the Bears and said, hey, trade our guy. You're going to cut him, get him out of here, and who knows? Maybe Gibson just doing some PR spin. Who knows what happened there? But it is good that Ryan Poles is able to realize some of the mistakes he's made on his roster and make some quick changes.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about him, and to be able to. And if people say mistakes, I don't know. It's not necessarily mistakes in my thing. It's like you've got to try. Yeah, miscalculation. Because you know what, you got to, because there's a reason you took him.
Yeah,
it's not like going after, well, I just lost his name and ruined the joke. But who's the tight end? It's not like going against Adam Shaheen. Like, what? That's a mistake. Yeah. That is a mistake going after Adam Shaheen. But I digress. He's taking calculated risks. Low risk, high reward. If it doesn't work out, you don't lose a lot. I mean, granted, was it $4 million? I think he still owes Leatherwood, but he's a first round pick, outlet trophy winner. He's not some D3 offensive lineman that he's taking a chance on. He's taking a guy with a good pedigree. So these are calculated risks, and he realized that this risk didn't work. So boom, cut your losses and move on. He's very adamant about it. He's very methodical about it. And this is something that Bears fans have not seen. Someone who's disciplined. He talked about how difficult it is. The most difficult thing is being disciplined in his approach. We haven't seen this, dude. We haven't seen a guy who says what he do and then does what he says.
I mean, that's Ryan Pace to a T. The opposite is, he really went all in on some stuff. He got really fixated on players and guys in the draft. And we saw him do whatever it took to get what he had to do. And we also saw him spend foolishly with the salary cap, pushing money into the future. I mean, the Bears there are still void years on the Bears are paying for from Ryan Pace contracts. And this is a couple years now removed from him. So Ryan Poles has a vision. It may not be as quick as some fans want, but he's staying true to what he has to do. And, this year is not going to be a championship year for the Bears. He's still working things up. He's still ramping his roster where he wants to have it. But if all things go well and Justin Fields is the guy they believe he is, then by next season, this team should be one of those always in the playoff talk teams.
Yeah, it'll be more like, not are they going to get in the playoffs? How deep are they going to get in the playoffs? And that's where we want this team. That's where we want this Bears team to be, where it's, for all intents and purposes, a foregone conclusion that they're going to make the playoffs. Some franchises are like that, and unfortunately, the Bears right now, they haven't been one of them. So hopefully they get to that point, because Bear Nation is first of all, we'd love it. We'd be very, very arrogant and cocky and conceited, but you know what? Yeah. So what? Hey, the Packers, and they've had that privilege for the last 30 years, damn near. Okay. Yeah. So it's about time that changed. Talk to me about the QB position. Obviously, Justin Fields is QB1. There's no question about that. And we just talked about them cutting PJ Walker. How confident are you in Tyson Bagent as the QB2? And what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to bring a third quarterback because you're allowed to carry 3 QBs on the roster now on the game day? Your thoughts?
I think if the Bears were, I think that's teams will take advantage of that third QB rule more towards playoff time. I think early in the year you're going to see a lot of teams just carry 2. Of course, you have to have 3 active in order to take advantage of that extra roster spot on game day. So I think the Bears are going to roll with Tyson Bagent. I think they'll bring back Nathan Peterman to the practice squad to kind of be that veteran guy, in the room, help things out. And look, Peterman early in his career was kind of like he was like a joke of what he was. Everyone made fun of him, all the interceptions.
Right.
He has not looked bad, with the little time he's played for Chicago. Maybe he's getting better. And then I talked about this last night on my show. We've seen awful quarterback play in Chicago, and Peterman is not at the Jonathan Quinn level. So I mean, he's not that guy. He's fine as your number 3. I think that's what they'll do. But if it comes down to Tyson Bagent, he's going to make mistakes. He's an undrafted rookie, for crying out loud. So he's going to screw up from here and there. He's got a lot of swagger when he plays because he's played quarterback for so long. But if it comes down to it and Fields has to, miss some time for an injury, they may not want to go with the undrafted rookie. They may want to let the veteran Peterman take those reps.
Yeah, which is why I thought they would keep Bagent on the practice squad and maybe cut him and keep PJ Walker or Simeon or Peterman. Excuse me. And I was really surprised by that move, the Walker cut. I was really, really surprised. But this kid Bagent is, he's out of this world, and I know he's a D2 kid, but the amount of drop back passes that he's thrown, he's thrown for 17,000 yards, bro. That's insane. 17,000 yards in college. That's the whole thing in college. So, he's very confident in his play. Not arrogant, boastful or anything, but he said, hey, I've thrown a lot. I've been fortunate to play a lot, and I've been in every situation that you could be in a football game. Literally. I just got to do it at this level.
He's been playing it for his whole life, basically. Like you said, he threw a ton of balls in college, and that matters, just seeing it. Yeah, it's not NFL level, but the fact that he's out there going through the process, doing what he has to do, that pays dividends for him in the long run. And we saw that. I mean, he looked comfortable in training camp. Nothing looked was too big for him. He got in preseason games under the lights against NFL players, albeit, guys that are out of the league now, most of them, but he still did it, man. He did his thing, and I'm excited to watch him grow. It's great for a franchise to take swings like this because now you don't have to spend, like let's say Bagent proves to be the guy. He's good enough. Now they don't have to spend $4 million next year on a Walker or a Simeon or a guy like that because they know they got their guy cost controlled for at least 4 years.
I like this kid. He does seem cool, calm, cool, and collected. And this is another thing that I have to tip my hat off to Ryan Poles. Dude, you got a quarterback that you can develop. You got a quarterback, as long as Justin Fields stays healthy, this guy can learn. This guy can grow in this offense. Some of the plays, like his release is unbelievably quick. Like he doesn't need to step. I saw a slant. He flung his hips and whipped the ball a dime right on the money. We have a stud quarterback, but we also have a legitimate guy, a little legitimate backup that we can develop. And in a pinch, this guy could actually play a game or 2 or 3 if Justin Fields gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be fun. Like I said, it's a fun story to monitor. I'm not sure if the Bears will want him to be a long-term guy, but hey, that's up to him. If he gets in, if he is forced into action and he looks competent, and the Bears like, you know what, we got a great running game. Let's protect this kid as much as possible, and let's kind of deal with the growing pains and let him do what he has to do. But ultimately, man, we want to see Justin Fields out there. We want to see him doing his thing, running all over the place, throwing the deep ball, getting DJ Moore involved, Cole Kmet, the whole receiving crew. That's what we want to see. So hopefully the injury stuff stays away.
Guys, we're joined by Lester Wilfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron, talking Bears football right here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Talk to me about Justin. What have you seen? Yeah, there was a run that he had that he should have thrown. There's a couple, and I was a little annoyed by it. I really wish he would have taken it. I think Darnell Mooney was crossing, and he just kind of ran out of the pocket. And there's that, that fear, all right, that fear that he had from last 2 seasons. Give me your thoughts on Justin Fields and how ready you think he is to go ham. I still think he's going to go ham, but I think that particular play that I was talking about, where he ran, if he just sort of stayed in the pocket, the protection was good.
Yeah,
he could have hit that crosser because it was a cover two. The right safety was coming up on another route. Darnell Mooney was going behind that safety. He should have hit it. Talk to me about Justin Fields, how great of a season, good of a season, okay of a season you think he's going to have.
Yeah, it did seem that way on that play. He has an internal clock that he's working with, and last year's getting sacked 50 some odd times probably sped that internal clock up for him. So hopefully, like we've seen this with quarterbacks in the past where they were ruined because of all the stuff. But I don't think Fields is like that. I think he's going to be a guy that his coach to be in his ear. He'll watch the film. He'll realize, man, this is a new year, a new season. I got to make sure I trust my guys a little bit more. And that was with a patchwork O-line in front of him that he had some time there. So I think he'll understand moving forward. He has to kind of stand in there. He is athletic enough to wait longer than most quarterbacks can, because if the pressure comes, he can escape some of that. So he'll be fine. Excuse me. He'll be fine. He'll do what he has to do. I'm not worried about Justin Fields. I think he's going to have a pretty good season this year.
I'm not worried either. I just would have liked to have seen that, but I'm definitely not worried about Justin Fields. I think once the lights go on, I mean, he's a gamer, right? And once it's for real, he's got his new best friend, his new BFF, and DJ Moore. And like I said before on the show, I think they're perfect for each other. Right? DJ Moore never had a stud quarterback to play with who he's going to play with consistently. What do you have, 7, 8 quarterbacks in his 5 years? Yeah. DJ Moore and Justin Fields, 3 years ago was the last time he had legit receivers, legit receivers to throw to, when he had a plethora of them over at Ohio State. So I think they're a perfect match for each other. Talk to me, stay on this side of the ball. Talk to me about that running game. All right, there's a lot of talk and speculation. Maybe Deontay Foreman gets moved. But they got 3 studs, 3 guys that are all fighting for something. You got Khalil Herbert trying to keep his job because he knows you got Deontay Foreman behind him, who's trying to get good tape for this season, maybe a trade, or next season as his contract expires. And then you got the rookie who is trying to prove that, hey, I'm legit here. I just happen to play behind a super freak at the University of Texas. Talk to me about this run game despite the injuries of the offensive line.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be the Bears' philosophy going forward. They want to have a stable of backs back there. I mean, this may be the philosophy of the entire league moving forward, because running backs don't get paid. Khalil Herbert's, he's only a 4-year guy. Maybe they look at him as, and once his contract's up, they let him walk. And then they got Roschon Johnson waiting in the wings. I like Deontay Foreman. I think he's going to stick around here. So it's a good problem to have. You have 3 talented backs. Plus, Travis Homer, he can do stuff in the passing game for you. So I think they're content what they have there. Roschon Johnson will also play some special teams for you. So they're going to run with these 3 guys, and we'll see what happens. If there's an injury, I think then they're covered, because they can just plug their next guy up, next man up, and keep that run game going. I think they're going to be good. O-line, you said there's some issues up front. They got to get healthy. Coach Flus said they're all fine. They'll all be back for week 1, except for Tevin Jenkins, who's week to week. So we'll see what happens with his injuries. But if it's true, and if they are all back, this rushing game should be pretty good.
I hope so. I heard that with Coach Flus as well about they'll be back. Like, all right, but then he don't have. He can lie to it. He doesn't have to give us a report because it's preseason. So we'll see in week 1 when the gambling really matters, when the injury reports come out, and we'll see how that plays out. Let's go to the other side of the ball. They said they cut my guy Terrell Lewis. I'm hurt about that. I really am.
Real quick, there's some breaking news just came across the Twitter sphere. The Bears have 2 claims in already. That's being reported by a couple reputable sources. Defensive end Khalid Kareem off waivers from the Colts. Defensive back Quindell Johnson from the Rams. So there's the first couple guys. Of course, the Bears have the first priority. So anyone that they claim, if it leaks, it is what it is. No one can come in and say, no, we want him. No, that's the Bears guys. So there's 2 guys already in. Terrell Lewis cut. So someone else is going to get cut too, but now they got 2 guys. Damn.
What was that, a corner or safety? DB, do you know?
Dude, I don't even know. Maybe someone in the chat may have some information on the new Bear there. I'm sure someone over there does. So
what's his name?
I'm not even sure. Let me pop it up again. Quindell Johnson from the Rams.
Quindell Johnson. All right, I'll check it out.
You're gonna Google
safety,
it, man. You're on it.
Safety.
Makes sense. The Bear safeties are I'm worried about what they got. A.J. Thomas undrafted free agent from a year ago, and of course Elijah Hicks. I hope he has some experience because the Bears' backup safeties have none.
Yeah, this is true. Talk to me about that defensive line. All right, they didn't have an edge rusher. Now they got an edge rusher, and just watched him in that one game. I was like, oh shit, I kind of like this guy. And I think the fact that they got him really sheds light on the interior defensive line. So talk to me about that, because quarterbacks are going to have to step up, because this dude is Yannick and Doc talking about. He's getting around that corner. He's getting around that God blessed corner, dude. This dude is crazy. So the quarterback is going to have to step up. How good have the Bears, how good a job have they done in getting guys who can collapse the pocket from the inside? Because if you do, that quarterback is going to be screwed, because you got another edge. You got Walker. You got Ngakoue coming. You contain the edge, but if you collapse the pocket from the inside, that quarterback is kind of up shit's creek without a paddle.
Yeah, I mean, just having that one legit speed guy off the edge and Ngakoue is going to set this defense up. DeMarcus Walker, I mean, he had I think 7 sacks last year. In a career year, he's fine. He'd be good at defensive end, but Ngakoue is going to set the whole group up. He gets around the edge, and now if you got Justin Jones, who was the Bears' best D lineman a year ago, which I know it's not saying a lot, but he's fine. Andrew Billings is a really strong dude. Gervon Dexter, Zach Pickens, those are your other backups there at D tackle. If Dexter can push the pocket like he did at Florida, and I know there was a lot of talk about his get off, but one thing there's no question about is his strength at the point of attack. He can push the pocket. He's got to work on some moves. He has to work on disengaging a little bit, but he will push the pocket. He will make the quarterback uncomfortable. We already seen him, push the pocket and get his hands up. I think he had two batted balls in the last game, so he'll do that. And now if the quarterback can't get around the edge, his options are limited, and I think it's going to help the Bears defense immensely having a better defensive line this year.
Going to the next level of linebackers. All right, we signed 2 in the offseason. Tremaine Edmonds has been banged up most of the time. He was out there against the Bills. Talk to me about this linebacking core, because it's a big upgrade, and it really, really helps that secondary narrow that gap in that cover 2 if you're trying to get down the middle. Talk to me about the linebacking core. Noah Sewell, although he just got hurt, you still got the jackhammer himself, Jack Sanborn. How confident are you in this linebacking core?
Yeah, it's a good group. I mean, Coach Flus is kind of old school philosophy. He a lot of the same Tampa 2 philosophies that we saw with Lovie Smith. It's not the same defense. It's got some of those same type of wrinkles. So you need the Mike, you need that will, and that's important for what he wants to do. And I think with these guys coming in, Edmonds and Edwards, they both were really good in coverage last year. They probably had their best year ever in coverage. They kind of showed what the Bears want out of those guys. And then just have Edmonds, you only saw him play a little bit in preseason, but just his length dropping into coverage, it cuts down angles. It closes windows closer than that quarterbacks expect, because he's just so big and he's so fast and he's so long. So it's going to be fun watching these guys grow with the team. It's this version of Urlacher and Briggs. They're not at that level, obviously, but similar type players. They do similar things in this defense.
And then the back end. The back end is really, really, really impressive to me. They were the strength going in, finishing up the season last year. They added some new guys. They added Tyreek Stevenson. You said they cut Terrell Smith as well, the other corner out of Minnesota.
No, he's here. He's still here. It's the okay. It was Lewis they got rid of. I mean, we'll see. I mean, they're going to make a move here at some point, because they just picked up a safety. But it's possible they might put a couple guys in IR too, which happens at 3:00 today.
Talk to me about that secondary, because Eddie Jackson, he should be back, but he was having a great year last year before his injury. Jaquan Brisker's. I mean, all these guys are in the second year of a system. They're not learning anymore. All right, they should be a lot more familiar with it, and they seem to have this attitude, this swag, this chip on their shoulder, daring you to knock it off. And I love it. I love it from that back group. And with all the plays that they made, the PBUs they had last year without a pass rush, we got some guys who can put some pressure on the quarterback. Talk to me about how excited you are about the secondary and how productive they can be in PBUs, picks, house calls, everything.
I mean, on paper, it's a good unit. Obviously the safeties haven't played. They've been injured. Hopefully they're back. Coach Flus said they're back. They'll be fine. They're good to go week 1. We'll see what happens. Kyler Gordon, I think, is primed for a huge year out of the slot. He just it seemed to click for him last year really late. And then all through camp, he's been making plays. He's playing with a confidence. I mean, he was always, you talk about swagger. he had that swagger even last year as a rookie. But it's really showing up now. And even in the preseason game, we saw him popping and flashing on film. He just getting to his spots really quick. He understands what he's seeing in front of him. He's physical. He's quick. You mentioned Tyreek Stevenson, another guy from Miami, brings a swagger. It's good because he's going to struggle. So it's good that he has that confidence high because he is going to have problems. He's a rookie corner in the NFL. We saw
They're
with
going
Gordon
after
last
him.
year.
They're going after him big time.
He's going to get targeted. He's going to have some issues. So forgetting the mistake, moving on to the next one is good for him, and I think he'll do that.
Dude, Lester, great stuff as always, Papa. I love it when we get to talk. Do me a favor before you go, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
I'm at windycitygridiron.com, obviously. Also, our video channel is Second City Gridiron, and of course, I'm on the Twitter. It's still Twitter. It's at WiltfongJR.
Great stuff, buddy. Hey, we'll be in touch soon, man. Bear the freak
Anytime.
down. I'm fired up. I'm fired up.
Nice.
All righty. Bye now. Guys, that is Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron. Got me fired up. If I didn't have this long sleeve pullover on, this Sports Zone Chicago long sleeve pullover, I would be, you could see the hair on my arm standing up talking Bears football. This is exciting. I'm looking forward to week 1, but I'm also looking forward to these claims off the waiver wire. The Bears are here's the thing with teams. What, Cornelius? Cornelius, what are you thinking? Releasing Terrell Lewis and Gibson makes me think that Ngakoue will be trade bait soon. Are you serious? Why would you think that? Why would you think that? So you would trade your best pass rusher when he's on a 1-year deal? Are you saying for picks or what? I don't know if I agree with you on that one, Cornelius. I don't see the logic in that. But I'm looking forward to it, man. This team is primed. I am concerned, and it was just one play. Don't get me wrong. And when I was going through the Twitter sphere yesterday, and somebody broke down that play with Justin Fields where he ran out of bounds like a third down, and he should have thrown it to Darnell Mooney going across, and he missed. I didn't throw it, and he ran. The guy made it seem like it was the end of the world. The guy made it seem, and this is the one thing that I get. I don't get. Like, everything is so. If he makes a mistake, then Chicken Little, the sky's falling. Trade him and play Tyson Bagent. Or he hasn't learned. He's not a good passing quarterback because he didn't make this throw. Like, people have to understand, and this is what bugs me. And a lot of times it's people who are pretty reputable who'll say shit like that. And then it's obviously a lot of times people who aren't reputable who'll say shit like that. But no quarterback has has thrown every throw that he should have thrown, nor has hit every single throw that they threw. So I understand you're looking for Justin Fields' improvement, and that would have been a great sign of him staying in the pocket, tossing it behind I guess it would be to him, the right safety, who would come up on another route. That would have been nice. But I'll tell you what, that is not gone unchecked. I can tell you that right now. That has not gone unchecked. You saw it just the way I saw it on film. Luke Getsy saw it on film as well. Luke Getsy has told Justin Fields, hey, stay your ass in the pocket. Hit that throw. Because that's 6. Because you got the safety on the left. He's already beat the safety on the right. And if he hits that throw, Darnell Mooney just right up the sideline. Boom. Leo, yes. Not so much, but I get your point. You can be educated and emotional, but more often than not, you get, especially in the Twitter sphere, you'll get emotional fans who aren't very educated. Well, he missed it, so he needs to be fired and he needs to burn in hell because he missed a wide open receiver. Like, guys, relax. I think with Getsy, and when the bullets are live, when it's when it's for real, I think there'll be more. There'll be more big plays. I would have liked to have seen it. Believe you me, I would have. But it doesn't mean he's not going to see it in the game. All right? It doesn't. Because I'm telling you, if I saw it on Twitter, on a tape, you don't think the offensive coordinator saw that on tape? You don't think the coaching staff saw that on tape? And that's going to be addressed. Stay in the pocket. And if anything, back up. There was some pressure, not pressure, but something to his right, which threw him off. And this is why they talked about getting that right tackle. The right tackle for some people, some quarterbacks, is as or more important than the left tackle because you see that guy, even if it's out of your peripheral. You see that, and that'll make you move. So if that's the case, have him back up, have him continue to drop back. Just a quick 1-2. Okay? But he still needs to hit that crossing route behind one of the safeties. And trust me, that would have put a lot of people's fears to rest. Even if he backed up, went out and threw it on the run, because he was wide open. He would have been wide open. Safety had no chance. The safety on the left hash had no shot. He was already behind the safety on the right hash. One play is not indicative of what growth he has. Okay. He just missed it. Now, if he continues to just miss it, then there's an issue. Then that falls on Getsy. Then it falls on Getsy saying, hey, listen, this needs to be addressed to him, and he needs to get it. Because that's how you break the stigma of a running quarterback. You sit there and you just drop dimes. Anything they do is wrong. You blow a coverage, guess what? I'm going to exploit it. He did it at Ohio State. I don't think there's an issue. I don't think we'll have a problem doing it here. He just has to get more comfortable. And Getsy should be on him. You know, I don't know Getsy's coaching style. I don't. But great players want to be coached hard. Great players want to be coached hard. Anyone in the chat, am I lying? Or am I 100% on point? Great players want to be coached hard. So again, I don't know how Getsy's coaching style is, but if that was me, I'm like, hey, look, here's you missed this one. Don't let this shit happen again. This is what's going to make you great. Challenge him. Challenge him when you have this or any other receiver coming wide open. Challenge him to hit all of them. I need you to get all of them. And it's not going to get all of them. It's impossible. Or highly unlikely. Let me not say that. Highly unlikely. But when you strive for perfection, you'll fall short into excellence. And that's what we need. We need excellence from Justin Fields. Because if Justin Fields is excellent this year, wow. That covers some of the warts we have. And I don't even know how many warts we have. All right. Yannick Ngakoue cleared up that defensive end position. Walker had a good year last year. If he could have another 6 to 8 sack season again with Ngakoue on the other side, our edge rushers are good. All right. Billings. Who's the 3 tech we just signed? We just Jones, and then the rookies. That's a nice rotation. So we'll see. We will see. But listen, let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, it's the last break of the show. On the other side of the break, we'll continue with Bears talk. So don't go anywhere, folks. Just keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. Fake one way. Field stumbling. Trying to cut it back.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Amongst all the other intangible sugars.
Here's Marina Mabry, acquired in the offseason, finds Morgan Birch underneath. And
Made her work a little extra for it.
A little bit.
She got the last laugh.
Here's Evans, the leaner. Tough shot there against Canada. Here's Copper, guarded by her former teammate in Stevens. They won a championship together in Chicago. Copper top of the key against Ogumake. Tries to go right by her and gets to the cup. Evans turns it down, gets the ball right back. 2 seconds left. Dana Evans, quick trigger three to beat the buzzer. She got it. Fans on their feet. Mabry with it up high, looking for Copper. Oh, she barrels right into Canada. No call. She gets right to the bucket.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those comes courtesy of the U. Big Sky with a big win and 1 point victory yesterday over the LA Sparks in Tinseltown. Whew. You know what? I'm excited when our girls win because they're in a situation there where we know what's going on with the Sky. All right. The team, a mass exodus of teams, the coach abandoned them. Don't get me started. Do not get me started. But anyway, big win for the Sky. All right. Just change is coming, girls. Ladies, change is coming. You know, I'm still shocked at the Terrell Lewis cut. I can't. It boggles my mind. This guy had a sack, averaged a sack a game for the Bears in preseason. He's healthy. So who's this new guy that they got now? All right. I should ask where the tracker is. Excuse me. Where the tracker is and who the Bears are looking after, because they put a claim in on a defensive end. Where are we at? Come on, give me something. No, they don't have any. All right, they signed Dan Feeney. All right, the offensive lineman. He's we're native Orland Park. I thought that's pretty cool. But that says there's a little more that's going than meets the eye on the offensive line. I know you might bring him in as depth, but okay. But still, give me that just tells me more that you're not saying. Nor do you have to right now. All right, nor do you have to. You don't have to tell us anything right now. So okay, but I don't know. I don't know. There's some to me. There's still something that's something that's missing. Yeah. So here you go. Here's my guy Zach. Said the Bears' first claim is defensive end Khalil Kareem, former Bengals and coach defense. He was not in Indy with Eberflus. Okay. This came from Tom Pelissero. So he was not there. Brandon Schutz, good morning, Papa. Thank you. You're going to leave. Okay. I appreciate you tuning in, Papa. He's a fifth round pick. He's 24, fifth round pick in the 2020 draft out of Notre Dame. Okay, that's the guy that they want. Is he better than Terrell Lewis? My question is he. I don't know. Do they bring Terrell Lewis back to the practice squad? There's a lot of questions that I have, and they're looking at, because what they're doing, they're looking at guys who are most likely going to be cut, and even guys who they figured weren't going to be cut, because one, you never know, it's the NFL, but two, if they need to go into a trade market now or at sometime during the season, they need to know who what it is that they can get, who these players are that they might target. Okay, obviously find a price range. Okay, this guy's going to be worth, if we trade for him, he's probably going to be worth, third and a fifth. Okay, cool. Are we willing to do that? They got to put guys in categories, because as the season rolls on, if a team is not going to be in the playoffs, clearly, they could have a salary dump. They could have salary dumps. It happens in all sports. And so now the Bears need to be on point and say, okay, if this guy gets dumped, what are they going to want? What are they going to trade? What would they accept in a trade for this guy? So they've been working hard. And I just Terrell Lewis cut really, really bothered me. Really bothered me when I found out this morning. Hopefully there's a way he gets back. If not, good luck to him. Good luck to him finding a squad. And I'll tell you what, you find a squad and you ball out, more power to you. I'll definitely be a follower of yours from afar. I'm going to track the rest of your NFL career. Hopefully it can be extended a few more years, get you some money. But I just think that you were a very good edge rusher for us. And again, it blows my mind. But Ryan Poles has a vision, has a plan. And to this point, I can't argue with the things he's done. I can't. All right, just because I don't see them doesn't mean that they're not good moves. His vision. And he talked about staying disciplined. That's the one thing he's doing. He's staying disciplined in his approach. But if no one picks up Terrell Lewis, man, get his ass back on a practice squad. Quick, fast, in a hurry. You asked about Nate Davis. There's some rumors that are going on in the Twitter world, so to speak, that, he just wasn't he didn't want to buy in. And Coach Eberflus allegedly. So, okay, well, when you're ready, come back. We'll let you know. We'll be here with open arms. So there's a lot of stuff going around being said about this Nate Davis situation. Okay. And then they grab here. Khalid Kareem, defensive end from the Colts. Quindell Johnson, who's a safety from the Rams. And wide receiver Trent Taylor from the Bengals. So that means who gets cut? Wide receiver? So does that mean Equanimeous St. Brown? Is he gone? Is Velus Jones gone? I know he's their guy, but man, Equanimeous St. Brown, they loved him because he could block. So this is interesting. As this is playing out, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. What's the big deal about Trent Taylor? What is the big deal there? I have no idea. I don't recall him being a stud. Nate Davis is a baby. Yeah, this Trent Taylor. Who is this guy? You know, what's the deal with him? So what's the deal with this guy? Are we okay with? Are we going to get any other interior defensive linemen? Because I don't think we're. I think we're good there. I think we're good with the rookies. I think we're good with Billings, Justin Jones, Dexter, and Zach Pickens. I'm good. I think we're good there. 4 guys, edge rushers. So they kept. Did they keep? I didn't remember. I thought I did. I didn't see DeAndre. See Cruikshank. Yeah, I didn't see Dominic. What's his name? The quarterback turned D tackle. I didn't see him get cut. You think he's a punt returner? Is that what you're thinking? If he's a punt returner, then that makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. One of the things that I think that teams should do, and they don't do a lot more because time constraints and limited roster spots, you need to dedicate a specific one roster spot to a punt returner and or a kick returner. Now, if he's a wide receiver of yours, okay, great. A backup DB of yours, okay, great. But there needs to be one guy that returns kicks. Just how it's important that you guys that everybody make sure they have a good kicker, a good punt. Well, kicker, yes. They try to have a good punter, but just as important it is when kicking the ball away, it's just as important of returning the ball. And more teams are trying to do, they're trying to make sure that their return guy is already someone on the team. It's already a wide receiver or a DB or a backup. So now they kill 2 birds with 1 stone because you only have 53 roster spots. So I think teams should really prioritize having a kick returner, punt returner. Now, if you can find a guy who does both, now you're cooking with grease. Now you're cooking with grease. So let's see. Let's look at Trent Taylor's. Let's see Trent, what are you doing, Papa? Talk to me. I know. I'm like he's here, huh? Trent Taylor stats. No, I don't want images. How fast is he? Okay. Wow, he only runs a 4.63. I was faster than him when I was in college. What? 4.63? Let's see. I'd love to see here for punt returns, games, Receiving, rushing, total yards, not giving me anything. No. Here, kick and punt returns. Yes, you guys are right. Okay, so that's his thing. Wow, last year he had 340 yards in punt returns, 420 yards. Okay. Number 432 yards in kick return. Okay. All right, so that's what we got. We got kick returners. Doesn't seem to be a fast one, but apparently he's a very he doesn't put the ball on the ground, and that's that's more important. That's the most important thing. Number one rule in returning a kick: secure the football. Do not turn it over. Bayless Jones had his chance last year, even this year, blew it. I don't know if they want to put Tyler Scott back there because they just got him and he's a rookie, and so I can see why they're apprehensive about putting him back there. I see it. I get it. Maybe next year he does it. I don't know. But you don't have to be fast. You need to be able to see things developing and hit that hole. All right. Catch, secure the ball. See things developing. When you see it, put your foot in the ground and go. Emmitt Smith ran a 4.6 as well. Jerry Rice ran a 4.6 as well. Just got to run with purpose. So we'll see. It's going to be extremely, extremely exciting the rest of the day, the next couple of days, I would imagine, because you're dealing with guys we're going to be dealing with guys off the waiver wire. So we got 3 so far. We got a defensive end, we got a safety, and we got a wide receiver / punt kick returner. Okay. How many more do we make? How many more claims do we put in on various players? I don't know. We're going to find out. But man, 2 hours has come and gone. Unbelievable. I want to thank my guests, Ron Luce from the On Tap Sports Net, for calling in, talking Cubs baseball with me. I also want to thank Lester Wilfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron for joining us today, talking Bears football, getting me fired up in the morning. I love it. Like I said, if I didn't have my long sleeve shirt on, you would be able to see the hair on my arm standing up. Just talking football gets me going. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Good to see my guy Bellissimo. Cornelius, I don't want to see Tyler Scott doing any of that stuff. Well, why not? He's a rookie. He's a rookie. I'm okay with him there. Because think about it. DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, and who's the other one? DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney. Chase Claypool. You got those 3. Okay? Those 3. Why not let this guy? I mean, you do remember Walter Payton was a kick returner his rookie year for the Bears. He returned kicks. So why not put Tyler Scott there? This guy's got blazing speed. Do it. We'll see. But anyway, phenomenal show. Want to thank those guys. I appreciate it, man. Awesome stuff. Ron Luce, again, from the On Tap Sports Net. He covers the Cubs on tap. And then Lester Wilfong, Windy City Gridiron, editor-in-chief over there for Bears Talk. Great stuff. Listen, guys, today's going to be the last cool day, I believe. What's the weather? Because it's going to be 72 today. I like it. I like it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 72. All right, 72, 75 tomorrow. Then Friday, the heat. The heat is on. 86 on Friday, 92 on Saturday, 95 on Sunday, 95 on Monday, 93 on Tuesday. The heat is back, baby. So enjoy this weekend. It's going to be nice and get nice and warm on this Labor Day weekend, the official end of summer. Why can't he break the game open as a kick returner? All right, why not? You're not risking him. You're giving him another shot to break the game open. You saw his, 40, 50-yard return the other day? If you can get field position like that, how beneficial is it to Justin Fields? And then maybe next year, you take him off and you have him focus more as a wide receiver. I'm not saying to stop having him as a wide receiver. No, not at all. I'm saying have him as a kick returner, punt returner. Because if you can flip the field, first of all, it's actually, in reality, it's a great thing to have a much shorter field. But psychologically, it takes a lot out of a team when you punt the ball 40 yards and you return the ball 50 yards. That's minus 10 on the exchange for the punting team. You don't want that. So I'm all. If you want to make him your punt returner this year, cool. Go with it. Go with it. He's young. He'll be fine. But anyway, it's gonna be a nice, cool day. Enjoy it. Spend time with your loved ones. I got a couple meetings to go to today. I have one meeting to go to today. I'll be heading back to the burbs afterwards. But it's going to be, I'm excited about going. So listen, guys, for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, whether it's Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council III, our social media guy, my producer, Steve Weekly, and my co-host, in absentia, Maya Kai, we want to thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all the love and the support. And make sure you tune in again, same bat time, same bat channel on Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 Central Standard Time. This show is going to be replayed at 4 o'clock today. So if you missed it, catch it at 4. If you missed any part of it, catch it at 4. Or you can pass the word on to your friends. I'll make it announcement. It'll be coming along. So we'll be rebroadcast this at 4 p.m. All right. So for Elliot, for Clarence, for Steve, and for Maya, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. Have a wonderful day. All right. Remember, please remember, tell your loved ones how you feel about them. Tell your loved ones you care. Tell your loved ones, give them a big hug and kiss. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So go after what it is that you want, and go after it relentlessly. All right, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra. I am out.